right, welcome to the Letting Go live stream. We're going through the Course in Miracles workbook. Today we're on lesson 172, which is the 42nd review in the workbook. We're going over some of these ideas to just have another round with them. In my defenselessness, my safety lies, and I am among the ministers of God. God is but love, and therefore so am I. So the whole theme over these 10 days is God is but love, and therefore so am I. God is but love, and therefore so am I. And then how does this idea apply to that? So God is but love, and therefore so am I. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. Well, that love is so incomprehensibly more powerful than fear. Fear doesn't even exist when we let it go. But it seems like I need to use fear to defend myself. What happens when I'm using fear to defend myself? I'm creating things, I'm imagining things that are going to attack me, and therefore I'm making them real. And until I let go of fear, I'm going to continue to be creating things that I need to attack and defend against. In defenselessness, my safety lies. So we'll go through that a little bit and just look at how we've been planning for our own demise rather than allowing for our greatness and our joy, our happiness and service. And then God is but love, and therefore so am I. I am among the ministers of God. What are we doing with this course? We're told in this course that our function is the salvation of the world. Our function is the lighting of the world, and through bringing peace to all minds through our forgiveness. Now, once we start to do that, once we start to get like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm doing, then I step into being a minister of God. And I minister to my brothers and sisters and allow them to just see like, this is available for you too. I know you're caught up in the world and it seems so real. It seems like hell. It seems like hell. And I'm telling you guys, there's that, and I don't need to tell you, just your mere presence is the ministering. It's transferred energetically once you get it. And people will they'll look upon you and they'll see you in your happy face and and your flow, and they'll be like, what is going on? And then they'll walk with you, and then they will in turn pass it on to the next. So you are among the ministers of God. You are among the ministers of God. So God is but love, and therefore so am I. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. God is but love, and therefore so am I. I am among the ministers of God. I am love in the world for my brothers, for my sisters, same thing. Until we all just figure out that, oh, everything is already done. And we all make the decision for heaven. And we get to walk in that. So we'll do some letting go and see what comes up for you. Remember, anything that comes up is fine. We want these things to come up. One temptation that might be there is to make wrong and stack guilt on top of something that's coming up. People who start to get spiritual, then all of a sudden start condemning and making sinners out of other people and themselves, and they beat themselves up. What if you just let it come up? You let this feeling come up. You ignored the thoughts. You didn't buy into the ego's agenda, which is to make right and wrong of things. And you just let this feeling come up and you let it go. That's what letting go is all about. Oh, it turns out it was unnecessary to make right and wrong of things. Things just are what they are. And I am love. What does love do? What does love do? So let's begin. God is but love, and therefore so am I. God is love, and I'm not separate from God. Of course, this said to me, I am a son of God, daughter of God, same thing. So I'm love. God is love. God is love, and therefore so am I. So we're just letting that set the field for this session. God is love, and therefore so am I. And in my defenselessness, my safety lies. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. But I've been making all these plans for things that are going to attack me, that I have to watch out for, and literally making them real. God is infinite power, and therefore so am I. So what I think about goes out into the world, and then I see it out there, and then I claim it's real. Well, what if it was just a thought? Can you notice anywhere you've been imagining and thinking of some kind of threat and how you need to plan to defend against it or to attack it and overcome it? Anything's fine. It's the same feeling. Generally, there's some fear, but you don't need to know what the feeling is. Just any situation you've been preparing to defend against or attack, any perceived threat, and can you notice the feeling behind that? That would have you using this infinite power and putting out things of danger in the world. And could you just notice that feeling? That feeling will perpetuate thousands of thoughts that this infinite power goes through. Just one feeling, could you let that feeling come up? Bring it to light. We stuff down the feeling, hide it, and it keeps subconsciously transmitting all the time, pops up in thoughts. I didn't want to think about that. Well, there's just a feeling. It's saying, hey, there's a feeling to be released. Could you let that feeling up? What if you just let that feeling be just a feeling? Is that feeling something you need to defend against or attack? Or is it okay for that feeling to come up? Just allow that feeling to be there, do what it does, just shine on it. Just a feeling. And you're very shining on this feeling, letting it be there is enlightening it. And could you let this feeling go? Be enlightened. Maybe not. People really cling to this one. I believe fear is necessary, or whatever this feeling is necessary, that somehow it's protecting them. But feelings only lie. They'll tell us that we're going to get from letting go of them what we already have from holding on to them. So would you let go of this feeling if you could? Lighten up. When could you let go of all this defending and preparing to be attacked and preparing to attack and be but love? As God is, so are you. God is but love, and therefore so am I. And in my defenselessness, my safety lies. There's this field, this infinite field of love, which has only power, not weakness. But that power that's shared with you can be focused upon any number of things, and they can seem real. That power of love is not controlling, it is freeing. And so, okay, you can choose that if you will. You can choose to be afraid. You can choose to think about things that are out there that are going to hurt you or harm you, dangers. And it's just a suggestion that maybe that infinite power could be returned to you in strength. Maybe you don't need to create things to testify to your weakness? Is there anywhere you're testifying to your weakness or vulnerability? And just noticing that. Noticing the feeling behind defending and attacking and imagining there's some kind of threat to you that you're weak. You're just loved, but there's some kind of imagining that there's some kind of weakness or threat. And it's okay. Rather than make right or wrong of it, could you allow that to come out of the subconscious? Notice the thoughts, the fears, these things that need to be defended against or attacked. And just notice the feeling that would anchor thousands of thoughts that your infinite power, your love would go through and create. And rather than stacking guilt on it, making wrong of it, oh, how could I do that? Well, I just did it. Just did it. How does that feel when you're thinking those thoughts? Could you ignore the thoughts and feel that feeling? Any anxiety, worry, fear, or whatever it is, it's just a feeling. Could you let it up, let it come up, allow it up, let it move, let it be there, just a feeling. Could you feel a feeling? Could you ignore the thoughts? You're the light. Could you shine the light on this feeling? Could you light up this feeling? It doesn't even exist, but we make it exist by resisting the feeling and pushing it down. Could you let the feeling up? Let yourself feel it just for now, just a feeling. And could you release? Would you release this feeling and all these thoughts that go with it? When could you release? Just a choice? And you never have to. That's part of love's freedom for you. Yeah, go ahead, do it that way. You can release it, you cannot. Love's always here whenever you're ready, whenever you choose. God is but love, and therefore so am I. An idea leaves not its source, and as an idea of God, everything God is shared with you, with me. God is but love, and therefore so am I. And in my defenselessness, my safety lies. For it is only in defense that I imagine attack and use this infinite power to create some kind of attack, some kind of threat, to reinforce some illusion of weakness, of powerlessness. One of the most powerful things we can do to come back into courage and empowerment is, oh, this thing that happened, I thought of that at some point and put it out into the world, and here it comes back at me. So can you notice something that seems to have been threatening or dangerous or attacking? And what was the feeling? What was the feeling behind thinking of that? People do it with foods. People do it with things. People do it with people. We all do this. So can you notice the feeling behind imagining threat or vulnerability or weakness? Whatever that seemed to be, whenever it was. And then just letting the thoughts drift by. They keep popping up endlessly as long as this attractor field, this feeling, is present. Could you ignore the thoughts so you no longer need to create stuff like that? It's okay. They keep coming. You can't stop them. Could you just ignore the thoughts and allow this feeling to unpack, to come out of hiding? Nothing to fight or defend against. It's just a feeling. Defending against it, fighting it makes it real. Could you let the feeling up? Let it be there? Could you even welcome it? Would you welcome this feeling? And how do you welcome it? How do you open a door? How do you say hello? You just open and look upon it. It might not feel that pleasant. Could you welcome it anyway? And that is letting it go. When the feelings are welcomed, they just pass right on through. It's the resistance that keeps them stuck. And all thoughts are resistance. So could you just ignore the thought, welcome this feeling? And as you do that, you might notice it lighten up or come up more or go, or it could shift into another feeling. Or to just welcome whatever seems to be happening as you're letting go. Would you let go? When could you let go of reinforcing weakness and fear and putting your love as not powerful? The love that you are is not powerful, infinitely powerful. When could you let go of pretending weakness? This feeling, just a feeling. And it goes when it goes. Sometimes it sticks around for a bit. Sometimes I really think it's valuable, so I don't want to let it go. God is but love, and therefore so am I. God is but love, and therefore so am I. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. And it's interesting as I start to operate from fear, then the love that I am becomes an enemy. Fear makes even love an enemy. Oh, I can't love them. That's dangerous. I'm going to get hurt. I can't love that. It is quite deceiving. So in fear, love becomes an enemy. Fear, love becomes a danger. Oh, so can you notice anywhere where you haven't allowed yourself to love someone or something? I can love my dog, but I can't love that my brother or sister on the street. It's really just a denial of what I am. What I am just loves endlessly, but I haven't allowed myself to love this or that person. And so, can you notice any setting up a defense against love? And it's okay. We're all in this course because we've been doing this stuff. So rather than making wrong of it or attacking yourself, guilting, could you just let it be just something that happened? And notice how it feels to create a defense against love, to deny love. And just allow that up as best you can, whatever that feels like. You could place that thing or person before you in your mind and just notice what it feels like to hold back love. or to defend against that person or thing. That feeling, because you let it come up and just ignore the thoughts. Now you can let the thoughts and pictures scroll by without clicking on them and just let that feeling unstick or let it be stuck. Just letting the feeling be. Your presence is healing. Could you just be present with this feeling? Present with this feeling. Present with this feeling. Nothing you have to do with it. You don't have to get away from it. Push it down. Just a feeling. Just being present with it. That is lightening it up. For whatever you're present with, you are enlightening. Could you simply sit with this feeling for another moment? And could you surrender any defense, any holding back of love from this person or thing? Would you surrender any holding back of love, defending against love with this person or thing? When could you surrender and find in your defenselessness your safety lies? For love is all powerful, and that is what you are. As God is love, so are you. God is but love, and therefore so are you. And you need no defense, for that claims weakness. Walking in the world as the love of God, that's your job. Whether that appears like working at a grocery store or big time sales in some big organization, or just being you, being a mom, being a dad. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, there goes God and there goes love. There it is. And as love, you minister to all with love. As you release, let go of defenses and fears and guilt and sin, and creating that in the world, you begin to create with love. You transform this illusion, and the truth is revealed. So you are a minister of God. You are among the ministers of God. As you have discovered what it is that you are, so now you minister to the brothers, the sisters. Same thing. You are a walking representation of love, of God. You are among the ministers of God. So anything your brothers or sisters see in you, they will look upon you and they will say, this is real. This is God. So sometimes if we're still carrying a bunch of clouds of darkness around us, they'll see that and they'll say, my fear is justified. If I'm beating up on myself, they'll say, my guilt is justified. If you're angry at somebody, they'll say, my anger and attacking is justified, or this is what God does. And it's okay. Look, we all came here and we all got a little confused. So can you just notice anywhere you're ministering to your brothers, sisters, same thing. Anywhere you're ministering to them, showing them other than love. that beating up on yourself about something, that beating up on someone else about something, that pretending there's something to be afraid of. This is what I've been ministering. Oh, how does it feel when I'm showing, when I'm claiming that that is my job and showing other people that that's what you should do. Taking whatever that thing was that was other than love, could you just feel the feeling that was behind that appearance, behind that ministration? And it's okay. Again, no need to stack up any guilt, judge it, just letting the feeling be there. And could you let the thoughts of whatever seemed to happen just be ignored and feel this feeling, which just had you giving an erroneous sermon? That's all. Could you feel this feeling? Bring it to light. Remember, resisting something claims it's real, reinforces it. That's what keeps the feeling stuck. Could you just let this feeling come up? Begin to enlighten it just by allowing it. As you allow some more, if there's some more. And could you surrender? Give up that sermon. Give up showing your brother this in the world, having them confused, thinking that's what they need to do too. When could you surrender this feeling? And show your brother the love that you are, that they are, that God is. Minister to them as love. Show them love, that they may see what they are and know. Oh, this is actually what I'm here to do. And again, being really light and gentle with ourselves, even this ego, being gentle with it. No need to attack it. It does all kinds of things. But love does not attack. But if there's a feeling of danger or threat out there, it's okay. It's okay. It's just a feeling. If we can just get that it's just a feeling and the thoughts are fake, and just let the thoughts go by and feel the feeling, then we can return to our work as ministers of God. Our work of being love. God is but love, and therefore so am I. An idea of God never leaves its source. God is but love, and therefore so am I. And I am among the ministers of God. As I walk through the world, my brothers, sisters, same thing, look upon me. They look to me and they say, what do I do? What am I? Every child looks to you to know what they are. And can you notice anywhere you've been showing them other than you are love, my child. You are love, my brother. You are love, mother, father. Anything where you've been showing other than what you really are. And other people might have seen that. Even my ex, yes, even my ex. Even that politician I hate, yes, even that politician you hate. Because love does not condemn. It's okay to look at this stuff. It's okay to let it come up. Don't you want to know what's not really you that you've been carrying around so you can let it go? I sure do. And so just taking that situation, you were showing somebody other than love and having them believe that that was what they were. Could you just notice how it felt when you did that? And can you feel that feeling? What happens when we allow a feeling to be felt? It goes, it leaves. When we resist the feeling, think about the feeling a whole lot, fight the feeling, we make it more, we pretend it's real, we make it real, we reinforce it. What if we just let this feeling come up and be just a feeling? Could you let the feeling come up and be just a feeling? Not a good or a bad feeling, even if it doesn't feel pleasant. What if it was just a feeling? It didn't need any description and reinforcing of it, making it real. Could you embrace this feeling? Let it be there? It's been carried around for a while. You could just embrace it, let it come up, let it be there. Oh, what have I been carrying? Hmm. And could you simply let it go? The power of love that you are doesn't need to force anything. Just in your mere presence, falsity will dissolve. Could you just be present with this feeling until it goes? Hmm. Just giving it a chance. When could you just let the feeling run out? Let it go. Now, later, never. And there's nothing to fight, nothing to force, nothing you have to do. Love is freeing. Could you set this feeling free, whether it sticks around or goes? For God is but love, and therefore so are you. And as you let go of more and more of these feelings that perpetuate thoughts and actions that your brothers are seeing and believing in, as you let go of more and more of this stuff and this reinforcement of the illusion, you become more and more of a clear vision of truth for your brothers. You are a minister of God, and you are love. God is but love, and therefore so are you. The idea of you never left its source. So, will you this day find your safety in defenselessness, love needing no defense? Will you minister to those who look upon you, whether you say a word to them or not, showing them the love of God in your mere presence, carrying incredible power in your field, that they may see it too and know that they too are loved? Will you carry and minister that, oh, it's just a feeling and you can let it go? Show other people you can just let this stuff go? That the power of love can endure any feeling, and the greatest resistance just simply keeps the feeling seeming real. You can just love that feeling, let it be there as long as it is, and let it go. What will you minister as love today? What will you show is real to the children? What are you telling your brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, children? What are you telling them in your being? What are they seeing? They need you. They depend on you to show them love. That is what you are. And could you release anything else? Thanks so much for joining us for this session, and have the best day you can if you choose.